Approximately 660,000 women are diagnosed with cervical cancer globally. And many of these women go ahead not to survive this. And it's crazy because most of these cases could have been handled and even prevented if they had done this one simple test on time. And this test is what we are going to be talking about in today's video. Recently, I met with a patient in her early 30s and she had come in to do some routine tests. But when she was explaining her symptoms, something she said sounded very peculiar to me. And when I asked her if she had ever done a pap smear, she said no, she hadn't. In fact, she was confused. You could tell she didn't even know what I was talking about. So I proceeded to advise her to do this test and explain what the test was. At first, she was very reluctant, but she finally accepted and agreed to do the test. Now, guess what? When the results came out, we noticed some precancerous changes in her cervix. Thankfully, these changes were noticed on time and it was able to be handled. But the sad news is this: if that test was not done at that time, in the future that could have developed to become cervical cancer, which is a very serious case. And it's concerning because many people don't even know about a pap smear. They don't know what this test is for, and this test is so important. Now, what is a pap smear, you might be wondering? A pap smear is a screening test done to detect or notice pre-malignant changes in your cervix. This test is very important because if there's anything you need to do with cancer, you should notice these changes on time. And it's so sad because some of these changes could be asymptomatic, meaning that you don't really show symptoms, but this is why this test is important, at least for you to do it periodically. This test is basically done by a professional with the use of a speculum. They would open up your vagina so that the cervical ox can be seen because the sample is going to be collected there. Then a spatula or a wooden brush or any brush can be used to collect samples from your cervical ox, and then these samples are then used to make a smear and then viewed and all of that. There are a lot of misconceptions about pap smear and a lot of questions we get. Now, the first one: is a pap smear painful? Not really, but it can be very, very uncomfortable. But it's not really painful. Though some people, because of the way they collect it, it might be painful to you. So my advice would be, if you're going to get a pap smear done, when you get to the place, please request for the person doing it to maybe use a lube. Using a lube on the speculum will make it glide in easier and it will reduce the pain. Another very important question I get is, at what age can one do this test? Now, the straight answer is this: as far as you are sexually active, you need this test. This is important because HPV has been linked to cervical cancer. Exposure to human papillomavirus has been linked to cervical cancer. And this is concerning because so many people at some point in their life will be exposed to this human papillomavirus. And this is important because, one, some of this virus is asymptomatic. Sometimes you might not have symptoms. Some of it can go off over time, but some can be a risk factor for cervical cancer, especially HPV 16 and 18. This is why it's important for you to get the vaccine. If you can, please get the vaccine. Other risk factors could include early sexual activity for someone who's already having sex early. Also, smoking, a weakened immune system, having multiple partners can also put you at risk of developing this cervical cancer over time. And it's so important for you to make sure that you're protecting yourself. See, taking care of your health is so important, especially as women, whether as men or women. It's important to take care of your health. And if there's anything you need to know with cancer, is that it's important to detect any changes on time, because once it gets to a stage where it's late, there's literally almost nothing you can do. So please, if you're a lady and you know that you are now sexually active, please get this test done. Anyway, guys, we've come to the end of this video. Let me know in the comment section if you have any question concerning this test. I'll be happy to answer. And don't forget to share this video with your friend. As women, it's important that we spread this knowledge and take care of our health. Anyway, guys, if you've not followed me, why have you not followed me? Please follow me. I give out health tips. I talk about everything about your health. I answer your questions, so please follow me and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any video. Anyway, guys, see you in my next video. Bye.